Welcome back to Up in the Northwoods. Whew, it's cold the last couple days. We've been in the highs in the I don't know, low digits, above zero, and nights have been below zero, about 8 to 9 below every night the last couple days. So we got a beautiful sunny day today. It's going to warm up a little bit. We're going to be back in the 30s, but we decided we'll show you what we're going to do today before we start getting all kinds of snow and we can't get this job done. So let's take a walk. We're heading down the hill here that comes up to our house. We're heading down to the river bottom. Down by the river, we have a Class A trout stream that flows through 80 acres of our land here. And our land is split, so we own on both sides of the river. But we're heading down this hill. This is where we'll be coming up with the wood. Kind of steep. We got to get it done before snow. Otherwise, this gets really slippery, and then we can't get up the hill decent. Especially with the skid steer. It glazes and then you're stuck and you slide back. So down here in the river bottom, we have a lot of ash trees. And like everywhere, the ash have been hit by the emerald ash borer. So we cut a few down in here the other day, Gunner did. But we have some nice, he's showing there one there, that nice ash tree there that's got to go, it's dead. We were down here probably, I think it was in September or October. We were down here and we were looking at trees that were dying so we could mark them. So we marked some, but we noticed almost every one of them had, signs of death coming. So you can tell across the river too, we have ash everywhere. It's got that bark flake. You can see the colors in them where they get that real light color on the bark. And they definitely have holes in the wood, and we cut some down and split them last year, and they have the little squiggly lines up under the bark. So, but this is where we're going to start taking these down here along the river and get those all as much as we can cleaned up. Not that we need more wood in our wood yard, but we have to get them down. Pretty soon they'll be laying down. We have a mixture of oak, red oak, white oak, ash, and cherry down here pretty much. There's a few popple here and there. But you can see the bark's coming off of some of them. They're getting that bark flake. We're going to be taking some cherry out of here also because the cherry is not looking good down here and starting to die. So we're going to be pulling quite a few cherry out. We got barbecue guys that definitely will take cherry. You can see them here off to the right. Some nice cherry trees they're just not looking the best, and they're getting to that time. So we'll be taking some of those out too and separating them. But we have a long ways to go. But as you can see, some of these are marked with blue paint, but we finally gave up because it's like every tree almost is dying. So it really doesn't pay to mark them, waste paint and time. We're just going to start taking them out. All these little ones coming up in here are ash. So we do have another batch of ash coming back. Hopefully the ash borer moves out of here and it doesn't come back and wipe those out down the road, but we'll find out. All the oaks are going to be left. We're not taking any oak out of here. They're sporadic through here, white oak and red oak, but got a couple big popple we're going to pull out right away since we're here. And up on the hill to our left, you can see there's a big ridge that we have that runs the whole length of our property. And so we have a big elevation change from up there down here. So this gets a little wet in spring when we have snow melt, but not much. We can get down here probably a couple weeks after the real melt. So, and we have a trail as we walked in on to get everywhere we need to. And we're going up to the river here. You can see the nice Class A trout stream. It's a good sized little river. There's a beautiful brook trout in here. It's if you're a fisherman, this is paradise, that's for sure. And a hunter, because of course, if you look across, you can definitely see hunter's paradise. But you can see all those ash trees in there with the different color on them they got on their bark. It's all that flake. I mean, they're just everywhere. We have permission to go across the other side through a guy's land over there. We can use his driveway. We want to get over there and start cutting those out eventually, but we're going to start on our side this year and worry more about our firewood cutting and splitting and drying for next year. So we're going to take out a few here today, and we're going to take you along for a ride, and we're also going to be showing you a piece of equipment here real soon here, what we're going to be using today that I think everyone's going to get a kick out of. It's a neat little machine that we have, and it's definitely worth the money for us. So here's a little bit of info on our UTV that we have. It's actually an RTV 1100X. It is a Kubota. We bought it mainly because it's a diesel, and with the hydrostatic transmission, just like a tractor, you have a lot more pulling capability, payload capability than most UTVs, especially the sport ones. We wanted a cab because we're out in the winter a lot. So we decided to buy that because we needed something with power to be able to pull our log trailer that's behind it. This is a Anderson M90 model. My brother's had one of these for years, and I thought, I think it's time for us to have one for our land and our business. We go in and out of projects quite a bit, not ripping up lawn or anything to get wood out of people's yards, stuff like that. It's got a Honda GX 160 on it, all self-contained, downriggers, handles, everything. It's a nice little unit. It's very surprising to see the power. It's got a hydraulic winch that we can pull logs or trees out to us so we can get them if it's in the thicker woods. It's got about 11-foot reach, I believe, or 11 or 12 feet. But it'll pick up about 1,100 pounds. They say 900, but I know we picked up more than that. So we're saying about 1,100, close to you. Way out, it's not going to. But it's really handy. This thing's got the axles that slide back. If you see, there's axles will hydraulically slide back when we get a load in it. If you have longer wood, like if you have 12 footers on here, you can transfer that weight back onto your UTV. All the stakes swivel, so if you have to do something, but they also pull out. If we needed to, I've already had to take all these out to get a big log on there that we almost dragged on because we couldn't lift over the top of the bars. But it is a handy little unit. It's got a full 90 rotate, hydraulic rotator on it. It closes down really small to grab smaller stuff if that's what you're doing. It's got a swivel hitch, so if you go on rough terrain, the hitch will also swivel, so it handles that. So it's a ball. You can get a coupling for it too if you want, but the suspension rides over stumps. If you hit it, you're not going to flip. It's independent, so it rides real nice. We've had some big loads on this, which you'll see some of them, but it's been a great add to our fleet. So now we're going to get going. Oh, got some chainsaws. That's just a couple of our chainsaws in our group, 500i, and then we also have a 362C with the M-Tronics. I'm kind of a steel guy, just kind of what I grew up with, and I do have a Husqvarna and a Dalmar. You'll be seeing our saws later, but and then Gunner's got a brand new Husqvarna that he bought. Yeah, we're anxious to get going here on some of this wood and show you what we're going to do today. We only have been taking up partial loads going up the hill right now. The ground is froze so hard and the snow on it for traction purposes and the weight ratio on it. With no traction, we don't want to be coming backwards down the hill. So we're only doing partial loads, so that's why we're not filling it full heading up the hill. So. Well, there you go. It's 3 trailer loads so far. And you can see we can put a lot of wood on this little baby, and it works really, really good. All this by, you know, roughing it down here at the river bottom in the woods. We're just below our house up there on the hill, so